And thank you, Congressman Donalds, for your testimony today. South Carolina is proud of its citizens who choose to obtain higher education degrees, particularly at our historically Black colleges and universities. And in the state of South Carolina, we have several, including Allen University, Benedict College, Claflin University, Clinton College, Denmark Technical College, Morris College, South Carolina State University, and Voorhees College. And we have a proud and rich history of graduates from South Carolina's historically Black colleges and university. They're made up of both 2- and 4-year degree granting institutions and campuses that also offer graduate studies programs. 6 of these HBCUs were founded in the late 1800s, others in the 60s during the civil rights movement in this country, and 7 of them have been around for more than 100 years. And our nation's history includes regrettable chapters of exclusion and segregation. During that period, HBCUs were established mostly in southern states to ensure that Black Americans had access to higher education opportunities like white students. Even after the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, these institutions of higher education continue to serve critical roles in ensuring access to educational opportunities and degrees and access for all Americans who seek them. HBCUs are an important piece of the overall fabric of higher education in this country. And just like our military colleges, like the Citadel, where I'm a graduate from, I'm a proud graduate from. So it saddens me that today we're having a hearing, and we find ourselves having a hearing on a situation where a series of targeted bomb threats are disrupting campus life at HBCUs across the country. They're putting students, faculty, and administration in fear for their lives. And this is something I know all too well about. When I was the first woman to graduate from the Citadel, the military college of South Carolina, I had threats. I had people threatening to shoot me. I had people threatening to shoot my family. And on my graduation day, there were actually bomb threats at my graduation. And so I think back to my time in my early 20s when I was going through this process and how a series of targeted bomb threats really disrupted and affected my life in the campus where I was at the Citadel. And think about the added stress of dealing with these kinds of threats, the pressure on our law enforcement to keep these communities safe, the pressures on the student, the concerns and stress on their families and the faculty, especially after students and faculty and the administrative employees of different universities had so much disruption with COVID-19, pandemic closures, et cetera. These threats are entirely and wholly unacceptable. No one should have to live life in fear, especially students who are pursuing their studies and opportunities and seeking to achieve their American dream. The FBI has prioritized this investigation, but I'm concerned that these threats have been going on for over a month now, and there has yet to be an arrest. Those responsible for these crimes deserve swift justice. The penalties for a coordinated campaign of bomb threats designed to instill fear in our students should be severe. In this case, to send a message that we will not tolerate these kinds of threats or this kind of conduct or these kinds of crime in our country. The impact of these threats have on our HBCU communities, it's devastating. And we've got to respond with the full force of the law and the federal government to mitigate such threats. I look forward to hearing from the student witnesses today about their own higher education experiences and how these threats are affecting them and the student bodies that they serve. I also look forward to hearing from the government panel about what they're doing to bring those responsible to justice and hold them accountable to prevent these threats from happening all across the country. Our students and our citizens deserve nothing less. Thank you, Madam Chair, and I yield back.